Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Today, we're diving into one of the darkest, most red pill accurate episodes of Tom and Jerry, Blue Cat Blues. Now, if you haven't seen this classic yet, pause this video. We dropped the link in the description. Go watch it first. Trust me, you'll want to experience the pure heartbreak and betrayal for yourself before we break it down from a red pill perspective. Quick note, to give you the best experience without copyright interruptions, our full uncut content is available on Patreon. So if you enjoy our content and want the full experience, support us on Patreon. Patreon gang, salute! Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do. Because we many.
Poor Tom. In a few minutes, it'll all be over. And for the first time since he met her, he'll be happy. Poor, miserable, lovesick creature. I suppose people will say I should have helped him. I know. But it's better this way.
This is cold, man. And for the first time since he met her, he will be happy. Read that again. That's the key takeaway of this whole episode. You cannot make a woman happy. But oh boy, men have tried and tried and tried, only to end up like Tom, completely destroyed for their efforts. Welcome to the reality of simping, gentlemen. Simp jutsu.
I'll never forget that first morning when it all started. And then she walked by. When Tom first saw her, I thought he'd flip his lid. And he did. From the very beginning, there was a strong magnetic attraction between them.
You gotta love how cartoons can expose hard truths in a way that reality never could. Tom is in love, not just any love. He's infatuated. But let's break it down scientifically, shall we?
Romantic love is one of the most powerful sensations on earth. So several years ago, I decided to look into the brain and study this madness. Our first study of people who are happily loved has been widely publicized, so I'm only going to say very little about it. We found activity in a tiny little factory near the base of the brain called the ventral tegmental area. We found activity in some cells called the A10 cells, cells that actually make dopamine, a natural stimulant, and spray it to many brain regions. Indeed, this part, the VTA, is part of the brain's reward system. It's way below your cognitive thinking process. It's below your emotions. It's part of what we call the reptilian core of the brain, associated with wanting, with motivation, with focus, and with craving. In fact, the same brain region where we found activity becomes active also when you feel the rush of cocaine.
This is drugs, guys. Straight up. This is an addiction, and one of the most dangerous ones because it's socially encouraged. Tom didn't even need one conversation for this chick. He just saw her and boom, he was hooked like a junkie getting his first hit. And this is why modern women don't even try anymore. They don't have to. Just show up, post a thirst trap, and simp jutsu masters will throw themselves at their feet like lemmings off a cliff.
I tried to stop it, but it was no use. Poor simple Tom, he was putty in her hands.
This is pure gold. Tom is a black belt in simp jutsu. He's full on simping. And here's the thing, he can't even see it. Why? Because he's too high on the love drug. And when you're that high, you're blind. Jerry tried to stop him. Tried. But like every dude who's ever tried to talk sense into his simp jutsu master brother, he got ignored. Because when you're in simp jutsu mode, reality doesn't matter.
But romantic love is much more than a cocaine high. At least you come down from cocaine. Romantic love is an obsession. It possesses you. You lose your sense of self. You can't stop thinking about another human being. Somebody is camping in your head. As an 8th century Japanese poet said, "My longing had no time when it ceases." Wild is love.
This is why simping will never go away, because it's wired into men's biology. But it doesn't mean you have to be that guy. That's why we're here, to wake men up.
I've never seen him so happy or so much in love. But Tom had a rival, Mr. Butch.
Chad has entered the chat. Look at that dollar sign. It's over. Tom just got monkey branched. That woman dropped Tom faster than an OnlyFans model faking a relationship for cash. This is where female nature kicks in. This is how women love. They love opportunity. They love security. They love the next best thing.
What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately? Not what did you do? What are you doing right now?
What have you done for me lately?
Tom was nice to her. He was good to her. But none of that matters because she found someone with more to offer.
What have you done for me lately?
And look at her. She doesn't even resist. She's all in for Chad. No hesitation. No guilt. No, I don't know. Tom has been so sweet to me. Nah. Women break all the rules for Chad and Tyrone.
What have you done for me lately?
Yes, Tom had a rival. But this made him more determined than ever. I appealed to him as a friend to give her up, but he ignored me.
Now, let's talk about why Tom won't walk away. Because this dude is trying to compete with a man who outclasses him financially. And guess what? Science backs this up.
And the obsession can get worse when you've been rejected. And indeed, we now know why. 2,000 years later, we can explain this in the brain. That brain system, the reward system for wanting, for motivation, for craving, for focus, becomes more active when you can't get what you want. In this case, life's greatest prize, an appropriate mating partner.
This is why simjutsu, the art of simping, is dangerous. The rejection makes the obsession worse. And the more Jerry tries to knock some sense into Tom, the harder Tom simps. Classic case of I can change her syndrome. But here's the real kicker. This episode came out in 1956. Yeah, this ain't new. Women chasing the biggest provider? That's been the game since the dawn of time. That's why every woman's dream is Prince Charming. Not the hardworking stable guy. Not the nice guy. But the high status man who can sweep her off her feet. And when they remade Snow White with all this anti-Prince Charming euphemism, what happened? Women didn't even support it. Why? Because deep down, the fairy tale never changed. Women still want to be saved. They just don't want to admit it. And that's why modern women are Chad struck. They've tasted the high life at least once. And now they can't settle for anything less. And guys like Tom, they're just stepping stones along the way. But let's get to the best part.
Tom was desperate. He squandered all his savings on jewelry. When the jewelry failed to impress her, he signed away his life to buy a car. 312 monthly payments at 112% interest.
Fellas, this is like the marriage contract. A one-sided, legally binding L for men and a golden parachute for women. Tom tried to buy her love, but he was competing with a man way out of his league financially. Sounds familiar? Men sign up thinking it's about love, loyalty, and teamwork. But women know it's about money, resources, and leverage. And modern women, oh, they cracked the code a long time ago. They figured out that if they break the contract, they don't just walk away, they walk away with a check. It's a natural red pill. And if you think I'm exaggerating, let's get into the science.
We found activity in other brain regions also. In a brain region associated with calculating gains and losses. You know, you're lying there, you're looking at the picture, you're in this machine, you're calculating, you know, what went wrong, you know, what have I lost? As a matter of fact, Lucy and I have a little joke about this. It comes from a David Mamet play, and there's two con artists in the play, and the woman is conning the man, and the man looks at the woman and says, "Oh, you're a bad pony. I'm not going to bet on you." And indeed, it's this brain, part of the brain, the core of the nucleus accumbens actually, that's becoming active as you're measuring your gains and losses.
Boom! Your brain naturally starts calculating the costs. You start asking yourself, what the hell did I just sign up for? That's why men come to this space, because at some point, every man has to wake up.
Tom went downhill fast after that. He started drinking. The next step was the gutter. Well, that's the story.
This is real, guys. Men fall into depression after divorce, heartbreak, especially when they've been played, not just because they lost a relationship, but because they got robbed. They got sold a fairy tale only to get hit with reality. And does society care? Nope. Because in this world, men are disposable. Use them, drain them, move on to the next one. Now, if you're still stuck in the blue pill haze, this part might sting. But if you're red pill, if you made it past the angry phase, this is comedy. Because the dude that married her, he didn't win either. Yeah, back in the 50s, maybe you had a shot. Women were actually raised to be wives. But now, this woman is a certified gold digger. And marrying a gold digger is career-ending stupidity, the foolishness. Because once you understand women, you don't fall in love with them. You fall in love with the idea of them. And in today's world, that idea ain't pretty. Need proof? Yesterday's video says it all. Check this out.
Well, because I think that the pendulum did swing quite a lot. Like you mentioned before, we don't need men. Men are, trash, this sort of narrative. Yeah. I can do everything myself. When the pendulum goes too far in one direction, as humans, sometimes we over-romanticize the past. So like the 50s and 60s. Oh, they knew what was right back then. We need to go back to that. And I think we miss a lot of nuance when we do that. So it's attractive now because it's something different.
Oh, now they want to be feminine again? Now that men are walking away? For years, women have been dunking on men, laughing at men, telling them they are useless. But now that men don't want to invest their time, money, and energy anymore, suddenly femininity is making a comeback. And here's the thing, men aren't buying it because the general perception of women today, it's not about loyalty. It's not about support. It's not about being there through good and bad. It's about what they can get. And that's not just opinion. That's psychology, science, and statistics.
So it was actually when I was in college. Yeah, so I was in a relationship, and I just remember being in that relationship, and he had told me that I reminded him of May from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but she's this very cold person, just very cold. And he was like, you kind of remind me of her, and I thought about that.
And then there's Tom, broken, defeated, at the end of his rope, literally. Now, let's be real. This isn't just about heartbreak. It's not just about one woman. It's about a mindset. Tom isn't just ending his life. He's ending the version of himself that believed in the fairy tale. The one that thought love was enough. The one that sacrificed everything only to get nothing. And Jerry figured it out. Remember what he said at the beginning?
And for the first time since he met her, he'll be happy.
And for the first time since he met her, he will be happy. And how does he get there? By walking away. Because the truth is, happiness doesn't come from chasing women who don't respect you. It doesn't come from trying to buy love. It comes from knowing your worth, walking away from the game and putting yourself first. And like Tom and Jerry at the end of this episode, we're walking away.
Too bad everybody doesn't have a girl like mine.
Man, that's where we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.